one and all watching this video. I'm Mukta, an alumnus of SCAC, and I'm currently pursuing my Masters in International Affairs at the Graduate Institute in Geneva. I'm a communications enthusiast and I'm passionate about media and design. I'm also a poet, a content builder, and a French trainer. Let's get started. So when passion, that is something that you absolutely love doing, and skill, that is something which others admire you doing, meet, at that intersection lies the power of your personal brand. Okay, so let's think of personalities like Michelle Obama, Mahatma Gandhi, Greta Thunberg, Coco Chanel, or William Wordsworth. What comes to your mind? They all are eminent personalities who have done incredible work in their own domains. But what comes to your mind when you think of all of them is an impression of the legacy that they have built. And that is the power of their own personal brand. So today I'm going to talk about a very important skill and a very crucial habit, that is personal branding. So first things first, branding is not just associated with the domain of marketing or business or sales, but it has deeper psychological roots which link to building identities. Second, personal branding is not about your social media presence or e-professionalism, but it is rather about redefining your values and building better morale and better habits. Third, personal branding is bridging the gap between how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. It is about enhancing a positive, memorable, and strong perception in your own mind and in those of the others. And fourth, personal branding is not associated with popularity or expertise or becoming famous. It's all about finding your voice and nurturing it. These are a lot of big terms and statements, but in layman's terms, personal branding is when you close your eyes and you think of someone, what is it that comes to your mind? So let me demystify this term and this habit and this skill for all of you, stemming from my own personal experiences. Okay, so you decide to build your personal brand. The very important first step is self-retrospection. That is looking inside you and doing an inclusive SWOT analysis. And when I say inclusive, it means don't focus only on your professional skills. Also include your personal strengths and weaknesses that only you must be aware of. Jot down your dreams and your plans, your short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. Jot down all of it, that you have all of it in front of you. Remember, it's the first draft. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be written. Second, set your focus. You don't have to be everything to everyone, but you have to find your niche, a certain specificity that would define you. That would be the voice of your brand. It may be a certain value that you stand for example, equality, justice, or democracy. It might be a cause that you support, like animal welfare, culture, or feminism. It might be a skill or talent that you have, maybe dancing, singing, photography, calligraphy, or the central theme of the content that you create. Anything which defines the central theme of your brand is a powerful tool. Okay. But it is very important to keep your niche consistent with your focus. Third, select your media and your platforms. Contrary to many personal branding professionals, I feel that your personal brand does not merely exist on your Instagram and your Twitter accounts, but it talks with you and walks with you. So definitely social media presence is extremely crucial, and that is the playground of your brand. Today, many experts and many recruiters first look at your social media accounts, the content that you post, like, create, share. So here are the few tips to brand yourself consciously and stay away from the social media folly. First, choose few. Remember that each channel and media has a purpose. Choose your followers, your audience, your vibe, and your tribe. Second, be aware. Do not post for the sake of it. Be original, because no one likes a me too. Third, don't follow a trend. Try to go by a simple principle of value addition. And lastly, just be yourself. You being you is your most unique strength. Most importantly, remember that you don't have to create an identity which doesn't really exist in real life. But your media has to be your mirror, what you are in real life. Because your personal brand doesn't really exist there on social media and on Instagram, but it exists in you. Fourth, don't seek perfection. None of us are born to be perfect, but we are all born to be real. So don't feel pressurized to portray your perfect self. It doesn't exist. So just accept your flaws and flaunt your learnings. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, but never make your vulnerability your selling point. Make sure you share with everyone the outlook that you acquired while learning about how to overcome these failures and these vulnerabilities. Everyone has dark clouds, but don't be afraid to be the one who finds the silver lining. Your content and your personality should not be the one who gives people the fear of missing out or which adds to the stereotypes, but rather your aim of your personal brand is to make people feel loved, accepted, and be able to connect to your vulnerabilities. Learn, grow, and share. The fifth one and the last one. Tell a story and make people tell your story. I believe that each one of us has a story to be told, but there are very few stories which are retold and narrated to the others. When your personal brand is successful, people tell your story. As an example, your personal brand is the legacy that you have built, the influence that you have created in the minds of many. It is what people talk about you when you're not in the room. To me, personal branding is a process of creating ripples, small ripples, but consciously and continuously. One day, when you nurture these ripples, they will become waves of growth, gratitude, and change, which will come gushing at your shore. The magic lies in being genuine and unapologetically real. That is the power of your personal brand. The process of personal branding is not an overnight process. It requires conscious effort, creativity, and innovation. There are so many intricacies involved in this process, and it's impossible to share everything with you all in such little time. But if you have any comments, feedback, or questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. My email address is right below in the caption. Till then, take care.